Tyson versus Paul Casino was a disaster. I know both you and I watched it,
Yeah, I just
though.
happened to be on break. I caught round 4 through 8, which was ugh,
I mean,
it was
both you and I
awful.
work at bars. Literally, I mean, for all intensive purposes, this
We didn't have
fight.
it on. We just everybody just had their phones.
Well, that's what I'm saying. My whole restaurant basically stopped when this fight started, and everybody was watching it on their phones, and some people had tablets and stuff like that. The restaurant stopped for everyone to watch this fight. So for all purposes, it did what it was supposed to do, which is get people to watch it, especially being on Netflix. I don't know how many people would have watched it if it was legit pay-per-view that you actually had to pay for, but it
No,
being on
not a lot.
Netflix, I mean, every single person I work with, every single person who was at my work, every single person was talking about the fight, was making predictions for it, and then watched it when it happened. So, just I feel like when we talked about it, we were the majority of people which were hoping for a Tyson knockout
A
or some
legitimate
type of.
a legitimate fight,
Yeah.
even
And
though
what
we knew it
end
wasn't going to be.
well, that's what I'm saying. What it ended up being was what everybody feared it would be, which was Tyson comes out really hot, and then it kind of just churns into a hug fest where neither are really throwing legitimate punches, and then it's kind of just a wait the clock out situation. So it was what everybody feared it would be, and nobody hoped it would be. Just thoughts on the fight in general, Casino.
You know what? I mean, the after interview with Tyson, he was talking. He was like, "Yeah, I just don't have the fight. I just had to pay my bills and whatnot." Like you can feel that, but you don't say that. Everybody knows it. So like that
Yeah.
just pissed even more people off. Um, and then they asked him. They asked him, "Oh, did you have like the the will and the dog in you when before the fight? And then when you started the fight, did you realize like, oh, I just don't have it anymore?" And he was like, "No, I thought about it beforehand," or I'm paraphrasing. And I was like, ugh. So
Yeah.
like this was just a sham. But apparently he almost died. He had to have blood transfusions. Did you see that?
I did not.
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna pull that up. But what was your thought on the fight?
Yeah, again, I thought it was basically after the first round where you had the fury of punches by Tyson, and then everybody's seen the videos of him like training, and then people were like, "Oh, maybe he still got it. Maybe he still got it." But again, I think after the first round, you could kind of see what this fight was and what it was supposed to be in both Jake Paul and Mike Tyson's
um,
eyes, which was just let's both get in the ring. We're
yeah.
both names in the boxing, present and past, and then people will want to pay money to see it. And then it's kind of like the fight was almost the least relevant part of the whole thing because it was like the weigh in coming up to it and then the slap
Yeah.
and all
So
the.
what it was is he posted that he almost died. This is his Twitter or his X, whatever. Of course, right as soon as I'm about to read it, it goes away. I almost died in June. Had 8 blood transfusions. Lost half my blood and 25 pounds in the hospital. That's why he had to reschedule the fight the first time. Then he had to get healthy to fight. He goes to have my children see me stand toe to toe and finish 8 rounds with talented fighter half my age in front of a packed Dallas Cowboy Stadium is an experience that no man has the right to ask for. Thank you. Um, but so yeah, he was doing it for the money, and he was doing it to basically just get out there after almost dying and to prove to his
Yeah.
kids that he could still, you could still do things at a certain age, whether you're good at it or not.
Yeah, he was doing that. He was doing like the glove, the
But the
biting
biting
thing, and
thing,
just yeah, I feel like you could tell it was just an exercise in like, let's just get through this. I'm walking away with a cool 20 million. Like everybody now for what 2 weeks has been like just on this remembrance, this member berries
but there,
tour of
dude, there
Mike
was
Tyson. So
member,
it's
but
yeah,
there was a couple videos where it showed Tyson. He could have knocked out Jake Paul if he wanted to. Um, and like they showed side by sides from previous fights that he had, and it's the same moves, and he ends up destroying the other people, like with coming up right hooks and uppercuts. But he didn't swing. He just kind of went into Jake Paul and pushed
yeah.
him away. So I mean, I feel like there could have been more there, but that might be the stipulation where somebody came out that's part of that knows Jake Paul well and whatnot, and apparently was saying that in his contract he is not allowed to lose.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, again, that's where the women's championship match before the Tyson fight, that felt like an actual legitimate boxing match, and that was
Yeah, and then that
obviously
was
the best
also
boxing
was,
match of the night.
and everybody was really upset with that one because that got called and to the victor on the wrong side, which a lot of people were upset about, and that's why I don't watch boxing. Is
Yeah,
apparently it
it's
was
the
I didn't watch it obviously, but apparently it was very, very, very clear who won that fight, and the other
yeah,
person won, and so that's
yeah.
why I don't watch boxing.
Well, also boxing is, I mean, the most easy to fix sport in the world. You just have to convince one person for money, which is also well, again, I don't blame Mike Tyson for being like, wait, you want to dance around with me in the ring for 8 rounds and you'll give me $20 million? Like,
16,
nobody's not.
it's 16 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Like nobody, especially at his age, and I'm sure he's has, as much as old celebrities do and stuff like that, just like debts and all this kind of stuff to when they were in their younger days, like spending all their money. So I'm sure he paid a lot of bills, is now going to live comfortably for the rest of his life. And again, yeah,
I want
16 minutes.
to I want to see Jake Paul go up against Canelo Alvarez, because I'll tell you right now, he like, even if it was what I was hoping was going to be this fight, but if it's like a fixed fight and Canelo agrees to all these rules, I would be really funny if he was like, yeah, you win it, that's cool, or it goes split decision, you don't lose, blah blah blah, and then in the fight he just KOs him in like 30 seconds. That'd be really funny.
Well, also after the match for Tyson, they had Logan Paul, which is this was Jake Paul, right? So they had Logan
Yeah.
Paul,
You
like
watch the
Mike Tyson.
WWE, you should know who Logan is.
Yeah. So Mike Tyson was basically like, "Oh, maybe in my next fight I'll fight his brother." And then Logan Paul was like, "Oh, Mike Tyson, I'd kill you." Like, okay. So if that's going to be the next match, like I'm sure that'll be even worse than this was. And then the interesting one though was the Jake Paul afterwards calling out Conor McGregor and saying that he'll never get down to the weight where they could both box each other, but he'd be willing to do an MMA match with him. Like that's, I mean, if I don't care how much money you're offering Conor McGregor, there's no way in hell he would ever lose an MMA match to one of the Paul brothers. There's absolutely no way. So I want,
Maybe he would be the one to be like what I just said, be like, "Yeah, I agree to your rules," and then
yeah, and
absolutely
then just
obliterates him.
yeah, but I
That'd be
that
really
and
funny,
well, for that reason, I don't think that match ever
and for that
happens
reason,
because
I'm out.
again, yeah, this is all just for show.